All right, great Tuesday morning. Hope everyone is doing well. Estás on Mascoro Jr. with Manufactured Home Sales Mastery in with our 15 minutes of mastery that we do each and every day to get you some information, inspiration, and motivation so that you can get your day started off on the right foot. And yes, we know we're only a couple of days away from Thanksgiving, but every day at Manufactured Home Sales Mastery is Thanksgiving because we give thanks that we are able to help and serve you every opportunity that we've got. And that's why we come on here every day to get you the information you need. And this is our way of serving you, whether you're a client of ours or not. And this yesterday, I spoke about greatness, right? And going after greatness. And why don't we speak about greatness within our industry? Why is it that we don't boldly step out there amongst the public and just promote and be advocates of our great industry and what we can do? I ran across a quote, or it's just a post that I saw from a guy named Brad Lee, based out of Vegas. For those of you that don't know him, a lot of you do, right? And he was talking about how, hey, you need to introduce yourself as what you do now. In other words, who you are, obviously your name, but don't just say I sell manufactured homes. You need to introduce yourself in a manner of what you do, what problem you solve. And when you start thinking and speaking that way, things change. It's huge. I'll get into that a little bit later. But first, we want to start like we do each and every day with our quote for the day. And Chris Colfer wrote, "You can't shy away from your greatness just because you're afraid you're not great enough." You can't shy away from your greatness just because you're afraid you're not great enough. All of us have doubts. All of us. We look at these people online. This is the problem. This is the problem with social media, right? There's so many people. We have access to so many people that have done great things in their life, great things with their company. And we start to think like, man, that's so far away. Those people, they're there. You look at me in my case, right? I'll look at a Grant Cardone. I'll look at a Tony Robbins. I'll look at people like that. And I'm like, wow, those guys have built huge empires. And it's not uncommon that at some point, sometimes I think like, we're just Manufactured Home Sales Mastery, right? We're just right here. We're 19 months, but you've got to stop and think at some point in time, each and every one of those people, we're 19 months in. Whatever it is that you're doing, I'm speaking to you, right? Even if you're not doing manufactured home sales, I'm speaking to you and telling you that everyone was 19 months in. Everyone was 3 months in, 2 weeks in, however long you've been in the business, everyone has been there. All of us have been there. So just because right now you feel you're not great, or you may think, man, I don't know, these guys have been doing it for decades. Great, fantastic. You can too. But the difference is this: you can grab a hold of it now and you can do so much more with it just because of all the advances in technology. But you can also just be more bold than what most of us have been throughout our careers. And so I want to talk to you about that. Why do people shy away from being great? Why is it that people shy away from, hey, don't ruffle any feathers. Hey, make sure you understand that don't get anybody upset. You know what? Sometimes people are going to get upset. Sometimes you're going to ruffle some feathers. Sometimes people are going to say like, hey, man, you just been doing this 2 weeks. You've been doing this 2 months. Great. As long as you're attacking each and every day, and as long as you're truly going after this and learning everything that you possibly can, you have every right to walk tall. You have every right to be confident. Don't be rude, but you can be confident. You can be confident because it's going to take that confidence. Because here's the thing: you're still only 2 weeks, 3 months, 2 years into the business. You're going to have your setbacks. You're going to be knocked down. You're going to have your doubts. It's just natural. Each and every one of those people that I mentioned, and whoever you may think of, all had doubts at some point in time. I love being able to come in here and speak to you in this manner and share this perspective, because it's completely different for me now building this business than even back when I was a general manager or a sales manager or a professional housing consultant in manufacturing home sales. Heck, even before when I was doing site build homes, my way of thinking, my way of seeing things, and what we've experienced so far has helped me understand just how you can grab a hold of this. You can harness what I'm telling you and go out and execute. But the one thing I will tell you is this: don't sell yourself short. This industry is poised. It's in a position where we could do so many great things across the country. No matter what market you're in, there's so much greatness that you can accomplish. You could be the premier person in this industry, in your market and beyond, but you've got to have the guts to put yourself out there and do it. I mentioned yesterday that I spoke to a young man that moved from Florida to Houston this past week or a couple of weeks ago to take on a new career. He's doing manufactured home sales over there in Florida in the community space, and moved to Houston recently with my former employer, I should say, to take on the retail business. And just moves like those are what I'm talking about. I'm not telling you got to move across the country. But I'm saying that type of decisiveness, that type of boldness is what is needed. We need disruptors in this industry. We don't need a-holes. We need disruptors. We need people that want to change the way things have gone up until now. We need people on the sales side of the industry to be disruptors. Heck, think about it. The manufacturers have been disruptors. The manufacturers have taken what was the old mobile home and converted it into great, beautiful homes that will rival any site-built home out in the market, just about. You've got other people in the industry, other facets of the industry, like the finance side of business and disruptors in those. They come in, right? Every time that one of those banks, whether it's Cascade or 21st or you get new banks that come into the business, you got Tamac that changed to automatic and things of that nature, right? And they come out with programs, and they're all proud to come out and say, hey, we changed this, and we decided that this is how we're going to do things to be able to provide a better finance option for you and your customers. They're proud of being bold and putting themselves out there and risking some things. And it's time that those of you within the sales side of the business, you housing consultants, you professional housing consultants, you community manager, you sales manager, you general manager, you start to follow suit. It's time for us, you. We're here for you. We're here to support you, right? But it's time for us. I include us in it because I was in it with you. It's time for us to be disruptors. It's time for us to challenge the status quo. It's time for us to shake things up on the sales side of things and make this industry the great industry that it can be. It's already a fantastic industry. It's doing great. But think about this. This industry has only served 9% of the market over the last God knows how many years. 9%. 9% of the total housing market across the country is what the manufactured home industry supplies. You have 91% that is available to you. But we've been satisfied. Those leaders that have been leading the industry up until now have been satisfied with what they've gotten. And they're always just looking at, hey, how can we take business? I keep mentioning this, right? We're so just narrow visioned and focused in solely on that 9%. If we could only get that leader that would come in and say, hey, yes, we know we have this 9%, and we're going to keep focusing on them, and we're going to keep marketing to that 9%. We're going to keep getting that 9% of business. But we're going to look up here, and we're going after that 91%. We're going after 91%. Yes, we're going to see how we can market share from this competitor over here and this Clayton dealership right there and whatnot, because that's what sustains you. That's what keeps you, and when I say sustain, there's still a lot of money that is in the industry. So please understand, when I use the word sustain, I'm just talking about that's what keeps you where you're at, and it's a great business to be in. But if we get those leaders, if we could get those leaders, if we get those owners, if we get that management leadership that could get their head out from under here where they're just focused in at, and kind of look up and say, hey, we need to go after that 91%. Because even if you added 2-3%, think about it. If you're doing what you're doing with 9%, imagine what another 3% or 5% of a market share of new market, not the existing market share within the manufacturing home. If you went after that blue ocean that's out there, imagine what that would do for your business. Imagine what that would do for the public. Imagine what that would do for the people of this country. But yet, we still don't have those bold enough leaders and owners to say, we need to change some things. We need to change the way we operate. We need to change our mindset. We need to change our focus. We need to decide that we're truly going to go after that market as well. And hey, you know what? George, Jose, Jane, and everybody else, you guys need to step up. We're going to get you to another level so that you can handle that 91% out there, so that you can deal with the 91% out there, that 91% that's out there that is not looking for the manufactured home buying experience as it is right now. They're looking for a different type of buying experience. They'll purchase the product, but they need it to be done differently. But that takes operating with greatness. That takes going after greatness. That takes being a disruptor. That takes being bold enough. Think about what's going on right now within our country, right? It took a disruptor to come in and shake things up, and everybody's shaking in their boots right now, good or bad. And however you may look at it, it's all the talk. It's all the talk. Some people are saying this is the greatest thing that's going to happen, and we're going back, we're going to get rid of whatever. And then some people are like, this is terrible. Oh my God. But it's a disruptor. Whatever you think about it, it took that disruptor to come and shake things up. There will be a realignment in that sector, in the government. And it's something that's good. It may not play out over the next year or two, but it's something that long-term will affect. Same thing here. If you would be that disruptor and say, hey, great, you know what? I'm going to keep marketing the way I'm doing. I'm going to keep servicing this client base, this customer base that exists right now. But I'm going to pick my head up a little bit, and I'm going to look out over here, and I'm going to start going after that as well. And I'm going to raise my game. I'm going to change the way that I operate. I'm going to change the way that I carry myself. I'm going to change the way that I speak. I'm going to change the way that I carry out my buying experience. I'm going to improve on what I know now. And I'm going to take it to a whole nother level. And yeah, you know what? This next year, I may only get 1 or 2 people that would have only bought a site-built home to actually buy a manufactured home. But then next year, I'm going to get 5 or 8. And then the next year, I'll get another 20. And you just keep growing it and growing it and growing it. Because look, you're going to put in tons of work. You're going to shake things up. You're going to be different, but you're not going to see the results immediately. You've got to put in the work ahead of time. You've got to be willing to put yourself out there and put in the work without seeing the results. Service the existing clientele. Maybe put out the Facebook ads, do the thing that you're doing, do that thing. That market base still needs you. But raise your game. And you're not going to do it doing it the way. You're not going to get that 91%. You're going to get a good portion of that 91% by trying to sell them the trailer way. Because you got to think about it. Why are those people so stuck on buying out there? It's about the buying experience. I'm telling you right now, 100%, it's about the buying experience. If you could bring one of those people in, and one, if your display models looked a little bit differently, right? If you're not trimming them out, you're not staging them, you need to change that. Speaking to you owners and you upper management right now, you need to change that. There's no reason why you and your display center can't be like a model home center within a site built neighborhood. Granted, you're not going to do them to all of them, but if you had 3 or 4, that's all you need to get started with. I'm dropping some knowledge on you right now. I'm dropping some really good stuff on you right now on some tips for you to go and execute on. Make 3 or 4 of those houses just spectacular. And then when you get those people in, make your office spectacular. When they walk in, treat them in a spectacular manner. Be professional. Be confident. Be informative. Be empathetic. And understand that you can do this, but it's going to have to be different. It's going to have to be different. So many sales consultants out there like to claim that they're fantastic, they're great, they're this and that. Man, I've worked with a lot of them. But are you good enough to play both roles? Are you willing to play both roles? Because you have to. You still have to maintain the business that you have now. But to get some of that 91%, it's going to have to be done differently. You're going to have to be different. But too many people are afraid to chase greatness. Too many people are afraid to go after things that are bigger and better than what they know right now. And I'm here to tell you, look, taking the leap from leaving retail sales to come and start this business without knowing what was going to come of it. Yeah, that was that took some brass. Well, you know. And I didn't know what I was getting myself into. And I can only tell you, I'm just relating to you the experience so that you understand this is the way it's going to go if you decide this is the way you're going to do it. This is how it's going to go. You're going to put in so much work into it. You're going to do your regular marketing, your regular calls, your regular everything that you normally do, but then you're also going to step up and do extra a different way that's going to be tailored for that 91%. And you're going to put in day after day after day. And 2 weeks later, you're going to wonder, well, nobody's reaching out to me. Nobody's, man, I'm just spending time on this. It's an hour or two that I'm spending on the stuff that's not really, and it's going to be a month, and it's going to be 2 months, and it's going to be 3 months. And maybe you get a call here and there, but you're still not getting them in. And you're going to start wondering, do I even do this? 7 months. I went 7 months with nobody paying attention. I went 7 months with being completely ignored. We went 7 months without a dollar coming in. And that's why I tell you, hey, maintain what you've got. You're going to need it anyway. You need to keep the business moving forward, but you got to go after this. In the choice that I made, I had no choice but to just go and do this. Because if I took my focus off of just building this, we would not be where we're at right now. If I decided, well, I'm going to do this on the side, I'm going to do that on the side, and believe me, I was tempted. But if I did that, we would not be where we're at right now. We probably wouldn't exist, I'll be honest with you. But you have the benefit of, you have got an industry that's already has existed for decades. So the business will be there. You just got to take part of your day and focus in on that 91%. You got to take part of your day and focus in on you to be better for that 91%. The way you speak, the knowledge you have of the product, the knowledge you have of the financing. And I'm telling you right now, what you know right now, no matter how long you've been in it, it's not what's needed. Got to be different. You got to be different. You've got to be the disruptor. But you're going to put in that work. You're going to put in that work. And you won't see the fruits of that for a while. But we need you. The industry needs you to continue on. The industry needs you to keep going after it. Because that vision, look, I'm telling you right now, we're 19 months into it, right? And I'm about to wrap up. We're 19 months into this. This vision started over 10 years ago. And I always was, what if? What if? What if? I've told you guys a story about when I reached out to Grant Cardone back in 2014, and I was in talks with him about doing the Spanish stuff for him. And I was always, what if? What if? And finally I started this. And I was so involved and so just focused in on making sure we survived and started getting some money in, that I wasn't sure what could be of this. Didn't have doubts, didn't stop to anything. Opportunities came where I could have gone a different direction, but stayed on track, right? But here's where I'm going with this. Now where we're at, I see 5 years down the road. I see 10 years down the road where this could be, would be, will be. I see the huge stadiums. I see the huge auditoriums being filled. I see greatness. We still got a lot of work to do. And we still do the work daily, daily, daily. It doesn't stop. Always doing something new. Always putting in work. Always making phone calls. Always putting out content. Always building new programs. It's not going to stop anytime soon. Because that's what's going to take to get there. To achieve that greatness. What most people think is enough work is not enough work. And that's why they don't understand people like us. I didn't understand people like us. I didn't understand that it would take this much work. But here's the thing. I'm fueled by purpose and I'm fueled by fire. And I'm fueled by that emotion, that excitement of knowing now what it can be. And it does not feel like work. They're long days, but it does not feel like work. We're building. We're just creating. I don't know where it will end up, but we're fighting every day to get it to that point. And you should too. You should too. It's out there for you. You can make it happen. You just have to believe. And you've got to be bold enough. And don't let anybody tell you not to be. Because it takes that. If not, everything stays the same. Everything stays the same as long as you aren't bold enough. You don't have the guts to get it done. Everything stays the same. And that's okay for the people that are already at the top. But if you feel that you have so much more to do and so much more to give and you can do it, you've got to get your head out from right here and look over there. But understand that to get over there, it's going to take a crap ton of work. It's going to take so much effort. It's going to take so much of your time. It's going to take so much of your focus, so much energy, but you got to be willing to put it in. And it's worth it. It is worth it. And we can make this industry freaking shine. We can take this industry to a whole different level. We can. You just have to believe it. Don't stay stuck in that 9%. You owners, you retailers, you managers, you general managers, you sales managers, you're watching, you're listening. I'm speaking to you. Stop, get out of that, and let's go for the 91%. The manufacturers are giving you what you need. The lenders are giving you what you need. Now you have to go and get it. And that's why we're here. We're here to help you get to that point where you can do that. Because here's the thing. You're so caught up in right now what you've always done, and this is how we've always trained, and this is always, it's not about you. It's not about you. What you've done up until now has gotten you to where you're at. Yes, we're still a small company, but we've done huge things. And when I say huge, in the manner of taking a business that did not exist from the ground up, dirt level, where nobody even thought, when at first people were thinking we were crazy, that we were, why would we need why would we need training? Why would we? And we're slowly building. And we've gotten some people to see the light, and they've seen the benefits too. They've seen what they're doing within their markets. So leave your ego at the door. To hell with your egos. Understand that you investing in this is only going to help you and your team get to that 91%. But you need to be bought in. You need to be bought in 100% if it's going to work that way. So what does it take to be able to achieve greatness here? So let's start with this, right? First and foremost, you got to put in the work before you see the results. It's going to take some time. Even when you come and get with us, you're going to see some immediate results in your current market sales and everything that's going to happen. But we're here to help you tackle that 91% as well. It's a long-term partnership. I'm not looking to just do a class and then we're done. I'm looking for long-term partnerships to help you get that. We want to disrupt the industry. So we're going to put in the work before we see the results. You got to have massive belief in yourself. You've got to, because you're going to be doubting, and you got to have enough belief to overcome the doubts. There will be doubts. There will be doubts. All right. You got to push through those moments of doubt, push through and keep working. That belief, right, is where it starts. Having that belief, putting in the work, will propel you past those doubts. But you got to bust your ass to find solutions. There's going to be times where you're not going to know what's going to take. Why isn't this working? Why isn't that working? We got to tweak. We got to move. We got to keep doing these things. But you got to be busting your butt all day, every day. And lastly, refocus on the grand vision daily. Focus in on that thing. Every morning, I focus in on 5 years, 10 years. I'm not looking at it right now. Right now, I'm putting in the work. I know what I got to get done, but I'm putting in the work right now for what it's going to be like 5 to 10 years from now. You got to refocus on that daily and put in the work. So that's what I got for you today. Don't be afraid of greatness. Go out and do it. Whatever you're doing, whatever industry you're in, do it to be great. Don't let anyone or society tell you, hey, slow your roll. No, man, you only get one life. Why are you going to take it slow? Why are you not going to stand out? Why are you not going to be great? And if you want your team to be great, if you want you to be great, we're here for you. We're here for you. Manufactured Home Sales Master. Matter of fact, tomorrow, look, the calls are regular training calls that we're doing with our clients for this week. We did away with them for this week. And we're doing one special call tomorrow for everybody in the industry. It's going to be tomorrow, Wednesday at noon. You can go to our website and get details there. It's not up yet because just like with everything right now, things come in our mind and we put them out. So this popped in my head yesterday evening. So I'm going to go in right now, put in the details where you can get registered. Go to manufacturedhomesalesmastery.com. Pop-up will come up with the info for tomorrow's call. We're inviting each and every one of you. We're going to share some information that was given to us in Chicago a couple weeks ago that are going to affect the way you do business and how you need to target your customers and who you need to be targeting so that we can get that 91%. 91%. That is crazy when you stop to think about it. So you guys go out there, have a great Tuesday. Hey, look, Thanksgiving is 2 days from now, 48 hours. Bust your butt these next 48 hours. and enjoy a little bit of time on Thursday. Get your food in and bust your butt on Thursday too. Put in some work on Thursday. Put in some work on Friday. Put in some work on Saturday. Put in the work Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's what it takes. That's what it takes to go get greatness. You guys all have it in you. You just didn't even realize it. And it's our responsibility here at Manufactured Home Sales Mastery to help you see the light. Together, we're taking this industry to all new heights. I'm excited about it. People are going to look at this thing and say, who the hell is this Mexican down there in San Antonio talking about all this stuff? Guess what? My name's Cesar Mascoro Jr. It's Manufactured Home Sales Mastery. And we're here to disrupt the industry. We're here to revolutionize the industry. And we're here to help take your teams, your sales consultants, your community managers to an elite level. That's the problem we solve. It's a pleasure to meet you. And we look forward to partnering up with you. You guys have a great Tuesday. And as always, can't wait to meet you.